Before I play, and before I play, and definitely before I play, before any of that, I warm up on my trumpet. But it's not just a few notes that I toss through my horn. I play a few different things before moving to music like I just shared a second ago. This video is going to cover the very first music I play in my day. In following videos, I'll cover what I would do next. As I think about the last 40 or so years and the music that I've played over that time, I believe that consistently playing this music and what I do while I'm playing it, that is what I focus on while I'm playing it, I believe this is the single most important thing I've done for my playing in all of that time. I credit this music with first helping me build my playing foundation beginning 40 or so years ago when I was first given it by my teacher when I was in my teens. And then this same music helped me maintain my foundational playing skills during the years when I did very little playing. In fact, if I played nothing else in a day, I played what I'm going to show you today. And in this video, I'm going to share with you what the music is, where it came from, the 3 big areas that you focus on while you're playing it, and the benefits you're going to get from doing it. You see, for the very big picture of what we want to do in the practice room, we want to build habits that support us as players. And just like if you're driving a car or you're riding a bicycle, you get on or in, and your body just knows what to do. But it had to build those habits. We build those habits in the practice room from the moment we pick up our instrument. And for me, it starts with this music. This music, or studies as they are, comes from a renowned teacher of whom I'm sort of a 3rd-generation student. I'll get into who the teacher is after we get some playing done though. This music, as I was given it, this warm-up, consists of 3 lines of music with little short phrases. While I play it, I'm assessing what I'm doing and I make adjustments as I go along. I'll talk about what I mean by this as we go along through the video. And by the way, I've created a PDF of all of this music, and there's a link in the description. It's free, so grab yourself a copy. Okay, so here's the first line of music. We've got our brain focusing in on what we're doing right here. We're not out still cutting the grass. We're not walking the dog, dealing with the kids, doing whatever. We're not doing any of that. We're playing the trumpet. And when you're doing that, be all here. Be fully engaged. I'm going to play the next one, so we keep this going. While I play those, I let my awareness go to how I'm sitting or standing if I'm standing, and I make any adjustments that I feel I need to make as I go along. Usually when I sit down, I'm a little on the tight side. I'm not super relaxed. I'm not in a playing mode, you could say. And part of what this time is about is getting into that playing mode. If I was a jogger, I'd do certain things for that. I'm playing trumpet, so this is part of getting the posture. You're getting your arms relaxed, shoulders relaxed, fingers down if they need to be down, so the last thing you do is breathe. Getting things physically happening. What I'm aiming for is to have an erect posture, not overarching in my back and not slouched. And I make adjustments for that as I go along, just trying to loosen up. Part of my goal with getting into the playing mode, just to use that way of saying it, is to let go of unnecessary tension while moving towards easier and better breathing than I usually start with. As my breathing does become more relaxed and full compared to how I usually start, well, as that's happening, my tone production's improving. And by the way, if in these videos you think my breaths aren't all perfect or my tone isn't, it is because these videos are me actually warming up, so I'm working towards that. Okay, moving on. So you can tell that, well, this warm-up is kind of played slowly. That the music is slow is really good because along with letting you settle into your playing, it gives you time to find your notes. And if you've watched any of my other videos, chances are you've heard me talk about finding my notes. This is where I do it. This is where I start doing it anyway. And so the big outcome for doing this warm-up and taking your time playing through it is that you establish your tone. If you're a new player, or if you're already a more advanced player, you're reestablishing your tone for this new practice session. It's here in this music that I start finding and locking into the centers of my notes, filling them out as well as I can. And I'm establishing my connection to the music I'm playing, because it is music. Every day, I reestablish my own tone by doing this warm-up. Now, regarding the topic of tone, I'm sure that as many trumpet players as there are out there, there are thoughts and opinions about tone production and what the right tone is. It's just the way it is. But of course, this is my video, so I'm going to share with you my thoughts on tone and what I think is a great tone. So let's start with the next part of the warm-up. If you find as you're going along that some of your notes are maybe a little on the pinch side, and I'll demonstrate what I mean by that. See if you can aim to open that up. The other way. And an open. And it's in how I'm breathing in. I'm trying to be open when I breathe in. And it's also how open I am in my internal structure for how that note is going to sound. So work on opening up your sound. It starts with a good open in breath and then an open as much as you can out. And just think of this as you're going along, aiming for open, 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 open sound. Free and easy, open. This is the sort of thing you work on while you're doing these notes. What I'm aiming for is having a full and hopefully warm tone when I'm done. And as I go along, I'm working on that. I'm listening to what I'm doing, what I'm producing for sound. And then, as always, I'm making adjustments. It's just observe and adjust. Observe and adjust. I'm getting a lot of air through these to warm myself up. I want to support the lips because they're still limbering up. And if I don't put enough air, they might not respond. And so I'm giving it a lot of air. If you find that you start running out of air in the middle of it, just sort of pause, you take a new breath and then carry on if you need to. And it's not a problem. And the other thing is taking your time, so that you may actually need to take a breath in the middle, but take your time to really listen to your sound, to the tone you're producing. Is it wobbling? You want to be in control of your sound. And it's a mixture of the muscles pushing the air out. It's a mixture of what you're doing here, your torso. It's a mixture of things. But aim for being in charge of your own sound. That second one that we do, that goes up to the A and down to the G again, you can add going down to the C if you would like, if it feels comfortable. And I will leave, I'm going to put a PDF together of this, and the link will be in the description. And I'll have both versions of it, and you can do it as you wish. It's really, do what makes sense for you. So you could either do this, and just do that. Or add the extra couple of notes to go down. It's up to you. Now, I have been doing breath attacks on all of these. I started doing breath attacks a long time ago. I mean, initially when I started, I was tonguing everything from the beginning. But I discovered that a breath attack actually lets me open up my sound, and then afterwards I bring in the tonguing and I work tonguing later. You can do it either way. You can tongue, so you could do this. Right? If you want to try it, you can do the breath attack. And if you don't get the sound, the note speaking, you may not have put enough air behind it to initialize it. But you just give it the air, kick on the air, and you will get it, and you can fill it out. So just in case you wondered, well, she doesn't sound like she's making very clean starts. They are all air attacks. I can actually give a really good accent with just an air attack, but that's for another video. If you are just beginning, you could do the first two of those and just call it a day. Move on to the next part of your practice. Like if hitting a C is still something you're working on, this is the third one that goes up to the C, don't worry about doing it. Leave that exercise till later. Or start down a little bit. Okay, if you can hit a B flat, start on F and just begin there because you can do the B flat. You don't want to be straining so hard. It's warm up, but it's also building the foundation. And when I talk about the foundation, I'm talking about your tone. You want to have as good a tone as you can, and you want to work on it, start your work on it here. Later, you move on into the next part of your practice, you're going to do things there that you'll work on it. You're working on your posture. Is your posture supporting you? I mean, if you start out like this, hopefully by the end of your practicing of this thing, you're sitting in a comfortable, stable position or standing with a back at a position that's supporting you and your head supporting you. Your arms and shoulders are relaxing. Everything's setting in. This is where you're establishing it. You want to be thinking about trumpet, not whatever you were doing before. The music I've just shared with you comes from legendary trumpet player and teacher Vincent Cichowicz. He lived from 1927 to 2006. During his life, Cichowicz was one of North America's top trumpet players and preeminent teachers. He played 23 years with the Chicago Symphony, and he was part of the Chicago brass sound. He also taught at Northwestern University for 39 years. To help his students develop their sound, Cichowicz developed exercises that he called flow studies. I was given these when I was in my mid-teens and I started with a new trumpet teacher. Later at university, I did study with a direct student of Mr. Cichowicz. And by the way, that teacher had taught the teacher I had just before that, who gave me these warm-ups. So while I didn't study directly with Vincent Cichowicz, my teacher did. So therefore, I'm not a Cichowicz expert, just to be clear. I have this approach, though, to sound production that came from him and was passed down to me by my teachers. And I have the years I spent studying with my teachers, working to develop my sound using this approach. Playing these few lines of music takes me now about 4 or 5 minutes to play all the way through, but I spent a longer time with them when I first got them. So what are the benefits to this warm-up? You've done the preliminary warm-up of your brain, your body, and your sound. You're building playing habits that are going to support you as you move forward into whatever you play next. But now, what is next after having played these lines of music? Well, if you'd like to know about some great music from another renowned teacher and trumpet player that is actually the perfect next for your practice session, watch the video up here. And please, if you got some value out of this, please give a click to that like button. It really helps the channel. And consider subscribing. Join me as we talk about trumpet. Don't forget to get your PDF. The link is in the description. That's it. Have a great day.